Are you a real estate agent that's looking for more business? Or are you an investor that wants more deals? Today, we're talking to Alex Corona, the shark, who's built a massive business by spending zero, that's right, $0 on social media. And he's going to show you exactly how not only you grow your business, but how do you attract massive deals in your market. So let's get started. Super excited to have this guest in the studio. It happens to be the Blue Man himself, right? Alex Corona. So Alex, man, welcome to the studio.
Andrew, thank you so much. What an honor to be here.
Love it, man. So Alex, you're Mr. Real Estate, right? And you do a lot of marketing that's based around that. We'll get into it. But for anybody that is a real estate investor or a real estate agent, I think you can learn a lot from Alex. So let's kind of jump right into it, right? Background.
So I come from a broken family.
Okay.
And my story starts even 2 years before I was born.
Okay.
My dad's wanted for murder,
Okay.
and he did it before I was even born. And if they would have caught him, I wouldn't be here right now.
Got
We're
it.
two beautiful people.
Okay, got it. So, man, this is great because most people wouldn't say that, right? And you put it right out there, right? And I love it because it's like, hey, guess what? You got issues. I got issues. I'm talking about him, right? Which is that doesn't matter where you come from because nobody gives a damn, right? So, okay, so you grow up. So, what was the growing up environment like?
So, like I said, I didn't have a dad, so my mom moved in with her sister and her husband. So we lived with my uncle. We grew up with him. He owned a grocery store, so he was a hardworking guy. He was a great example for me.
Okay. So
it
at least that was a positive.
no doubt about it.
Okay. So would you say you grew up kind of upper middle class, middle class? What was your kind of financial background like?
So I grew up with nothing. So I wouldn't even know middle class or high upper class. I could tell you I grew up with nothing.
Okay. And where does real estate come into your life and how?
It came into my life a lot. I was about 25 when I actually knew what a realtor was, even though after I've already sold properties with a realtor, and I didn't know what real estate really was until I had a girlfriend that got into real estate, and that's how it all came about.
Okay. So and what were you doing prior to getting into real estate?
I was a mechanic. I used to work on cars.
Okay. So you're a mechanic, so basically 100% blue collar type of job. Were you happy doing that?
I loved it.
Okay. But so you seem to either you fake it or this is just you, right? You're passionate all the time, 100% times. Is this you or is this a behavior you learned somewhere?
This is me. I do everything from my heart, and everything I do, I just try my best.
Okay. So you were excited even as a mechanic?
Even as a mechanic.
Right,
I used to make, show cars, and I'd win first place.
Okay, got it. So you're passionate about whatever you did.
Anything I do.
Got it. So you get into real estate, and how old were you at the time?
Well, my girlfriend, we were like 25 at the time, but I didn't get into real estate till about I was maybe 33.
33. Okay. And you get in, and was it your office is based out of Blue Island?
It is.
Right. And you've kind of adopted it. I mean, from what I knew, at least even 5-6 years ago, right? Blue Island to me was a very working class Hispanic community, right? That's what it was. Now it's changed, and it's changed very much so for the positive. But when you think about putting an office, right, most people would not necessarily pick Blue Island. Why did you always start out there? What was the deal?
It was our first office. I grew up there. I was till about 7th grade. My uncle had a store there, and my mom worked there for 40 years. So I wanted to be close to her, and I had just bought an investment property in Blue Island. We were rehabbing it, and it all just kind of happened on accident.
Okay. So, but I mean, where I'm going with that is that you adopted kind of the community, which is that, hey, somebody needs to provide real estate services here. Was there a marketing thought process at the time? Because you've kind of established yourself as, kind of Blue Island sort of thing. That's from your clothes to your marketing to your cars to everything has that on it. It's kind of the Corona Blue, right?
Corona Blue, baby.
Corona Blue, right? Was that a thought process when you started, or how did that come about?
First office we opened, I painted it blue. I've always liked the color blue.
Okay.
Like you said, I grew up in Blue Island. I don't know if it all just happened, it was meant to be.
Okay.
Later on, like I said, I just painted my office blue, and I called it Corona Blue, and next thing you know, here we are 10 years later, and every single person I know is anything that color, they send it to me, they put in my DM, text it. It's
Right.
pretty cool.
So it was not necessarily a thought that you're like, hey, I'm going to use this as a marketing thing. Because if you ask a marketer, right, you're like, hey, man, I'm going to start doing everything in blue, right? They're like, you're crazy, right? But you've kind of, have you consciously adopted that and made it kind of a brand recognition for you guys?
There's no doubt about it. After about a year, I saw it was catching on.
Right.
And after that, everything was blue. I'd like to paint myself blue if it would stay, but
Right.
it washes
All right.
off.
Cool. So, your wife is obviously involved in the business.
Yes, she is.
Right. And you guys have a bunch of kids. And you guys kind of do this whole thing as a husband-wife business, right? And she is 100% in that also, right?
The family of real estate.
Family of real estate. Okay. So, talk to me about that because you come from obviously Hispanic heritage, right? Where is the opportunity today? We happen to be obviously based out of Chicago, right? Where is the opportunity if a real estate agent is watching this in the Hispanic community?
The opportunity is in the education. If the Hispanic people know, like, and trust you and know that you're there to help them, they're going to follow you. They're going to come and find you, and they're going to need your help.
Okay. Talk about education. What do you specifically mean by that?
They don't know what they don't know. There's so much false rumors and a lot of times, their parents love you, their family loves you, but a lot of times they're the ones that are holding you back. They don't know the right information. They think you need a lot more money down than you really do, more time at the job, making more money. There's all kinds of wrong information that they're telling their family and their kids, and they're most of the times the ones holding them back from getting to that next level or that goal that they're trying to meet.
Got it. So I see this, and it's not just in the Hispanic community, in a lot of communities that Hispanic people in general tend to, when they trust somebody, they do it wholeheartedly. It's a cultural thing, I think. I don't know what it is, but and a lot of times, people from outside is not the people that cheat them. It's the people within the community. They get taken advantage of because a lot of times they don't look at things in a shrewd manner. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Okay. So for a agent, in terms of providing knowledge, in terms of providing education, where do they start?
They start by educating people on what they know, because a lot of times they're trying to educate them on things that they read in a book or that they heard on the street or heard on TV. And it's something that you have to know and that you do and that you've already done and succeeded at.
Got it. So, I mean, today through social media, and I truly believe this, that it's a little bit of a kind of a hump you have to jump, which is get comfortable being uncomfortable, like in social media. But literally, I mean, it's as simple as whatever community you're in, if it's wealthy, not wealthy, in between, or if it's bread butter community, if you can inform the public of what is going on in terms of real estate within that community, be it the number of souls, be it a great house that sells, be it a piece of junk that sells, be it something that everybody is interested somehow, somewhere in real estate. And if you're the person who's just putting that information out, and you don't even have to take the credit for the listing, right? Used to be in the old days. All you're doing is informing people of what is going on. Just by being a place of consistency of information, you become the expert.
No doubt about it.
Right? I mean, is that a strategy you've used?
Absolutely. I go to restaurants every time I go out to eat. I want to promote the business. Take some pictures of their food, do a video, go live. Anything I could do to help these businesses, especially the businesses that are in my community.
In your community, and that's the part of it. A lot of times, we get hung up, and it's our own hang-ups. Oh my God, the community I live in is very rich. Oh my God, the community I live in is very poor. Oh my God, the community. But yet, they all need services, right? There's going to be restaurants that are going to serve them. And if you provide an exceptional service, they will reward you with dollars. And in fact, most of the bread and butter communities, once you become the go-to guy, their uncle, their aunt, their sister, their mother, their brother, their kids, they all are going to come to you. Why? Because Mr. Corona helped my mom. Mr. Corona helped I'm sure now you guys truly have that kind of a lock-in on that market.
I have little kids that literally make me tear up. They come up to me and give me hugs and, kisses, and they bring me gifts, and I can't tell you how, that makes me feel so happy and know that what I'm doing is actually making a difference.
And I think I see that. I mean, if somebody is not familiar with their marketing, how do they look? How do they look you up on social media?
You can look up my name, Alex Corona.
Alex Corona. And truly, and I mean it sincerely, because what they've done is by nothing fancy. That's the thing. That's the thing I love about what they do is whatever. When now he has obviously nice, badass cars, this, that, all that kind of stuff. So he's incorporating that in. Even that is blue. Right. But what I like about him is it's not like, oh, I'm doing anything fancy. So whatever the heck I'm doing, I'm excited. You're going to get excited whether you like it or not. I mean, that's kind of the approach you seem to take, right?
Life is good, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be here, and it doesn't stop.
So when was your transition going? You're a successful real estate agent. You show up around us, right? You didn't need us. I mean, you guys were doing well yourself, right? Why did you start getting into investing? And then how do you incorporate that into your real estate? How do you look at that?
So I was investing into real estate, and I thought I knew what I was doing, but I really realized I didn't know. And the more I came around you guys, the more I knew I didn't know anything. So I knew I needed help, and I wanted to build an investment company alongside my real estate company. I wanted to feed my agents. I wanted to feed the company, and most importantly, I wanted to help as many people as possible.
Got it. So basically, was it like a thought that, oh my God, I need to start investing, or was that just a financial plan? How did that come about?
It just started happening. It was almost natural. I was helping other people do it. I was helping investors. I was helping them buy homes. I was helping them find the contractors to fix them. Then I would sell them. I'm doing all the work already. So I learned the process. Why not start doing it for myself?
Okay, got it. So basically, you were kind of excited about start investing. And are you doing flips? Are you buying rental properties, wholesales? What are you doing?
So I did start mostly rentals. I was buying a lot of doors. I did make a few mistakes, and I had to pay for it. I had to sell a few of my buildings and to be able to get caught up a little bit. And but I'm doing well again.
Okay, got it. And what was the reason for you to show up to Mastery?
I knew I needed help. I knew that I wanted to scale, and I didn't know how to get there.
Okay, got it. So basically, you're like, okay, is it a process of further educating yourself and kind of further going along that track? That's kind of what led you to us?
So I live a learning-based living. I just want information. And I knew if there's one thing I know, it's that Andrew is consistent. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This guy is, every time I turn on my phone, it's something different every time. It's not the same content. It's always something new. And I knew I needed the information I'm watching, I knew I needed more of that.
Got it. Okay. So basically, that's how you kind of show up. So talk to me. A lot of changes have happened in real estate, especially in the last year and a half, 2 years, and they have been coming, right? Be it with all the internet thing, with the Zillow, with the, all the kind of Redfin and all this stuff, right? And then the big change came, which was the commissions. Mm-hmm. How are you dealing with that? Because your damn business doesn't seem to stop.
No, it doesn't. Last month in December, we were actually the #1 team in the state for EXP, and last year, it was a tough year. It wasn't easy when the NAR ruling came out. We didn't have an issue with it because we have a lot of value. We bring a lot of value to the table, and like I tell my clients, there's only a problem with the value when there is no value. If there's no value there, nobody's going to want to pay you. So we're actually making more money per deal now than we ever was.
Got it. So how do you demonstrate that value? Do you actually sit down with each? Because even how you do buyer's agency has changed, right? When I was selling real estate, buyer's agency was, hey, did you get a buyer's agency contract signed? Right? That's it, right? So you could actually lock in your commissions, right? It was different. Yet today, you're demonstrating your value. How do you do that?
We offer a lot more things than just, opening some doors and doing some offers and some negotiating. So there's a lot more to it. We offer a lot of services. We offer like 63 real estate services. There's a lot of things they can
Hold on, slow down.
Yes.
So you offer 63 real estate services. For everybody listening, he clearly has this all written down, right? I mean, because he didn't just come up with the 63 number, right? He clearly has this written down. Do you actually sit down with your clients, kind of explain, hey guys, this is the kind of a plethora of services that we offer you? You let them pick, or this is kind of, again, goes back to the part of the education process?
So we do go over our services. There is different packages they could purchase, and they can purchase individual services as well.
Got it. Okay. So and this is, I think it's a great idea for real estate agents, right? Because most real estate agents, I mean, they're door openers, right? They open the door. Right? I mean, that's unfortunately what the industry had come to, right? But and especially I think what you're doing in your community, in the Hispanic community, there's a lot of lack of information, right? And lack of right information is the key thing. So you're kind of sitting down with them and explaining how the home buying process goes, what are all the things that you're doing. So you're earning your keep while you have a educated base of customers. Is that correct?
A lot of realtors don't even do a buyer's consultation.
Okay.
That's been the standard since day one. Bring them into the office. Let's sit down. Let's see how we could help them figure out their budget. Let's find them the right property.
Got it. And I mean, the cool part about that is that is something that is needed in the community, right? And by doing that, you're not charging them a dime to do that,
Nothing.
right? But guess what you're doing? You're building rapport, you're building trust, you're educating them at the same time, right? And you have a locked-in customer by doing that, right? Because it's like, oh my God, you know what Alex and his team did? And as you continue to grow, suddenly they become your best marketing piece, right? They become the people who go out and it's like, oh my God, this guy.
Cheerleaders.
Right, exactly. Even if they don't, and sometimes it's going to happen. Some people will go buy a house from somebody else. It's going to happen, but yet they're your biggest cheerleaders in the long run. So today, has the business changed in terms of how you demonstrate that value? After the whole NAR ruling came out, what implementations did you guys do differently than you were doing before?
So we didn't have the menu-driven selling like we do now, but we were still doing all of that we were doing before. That's why when this new ruling came out, we were already ready for it.
Got it.
We were doing this for years already.
Got it. Okay. And is that something you're training everybody in your offices to do?
Since day one, this is how we do it. So as soon as you join the team, this is how we train you that's how you make more commission.
Got it.
And especially that's what the guys want to do. So
Today.
Everybody's trying to get paid.
Got it. Okay. And then in terms of, because obviously I haven't sold real estate in a long time, right? So that part of it I'm not in touch with. But used to be, you show a house, as long as you're the procuring cause, right, which is you write the contract, get it accepted, so on and so forth, you're getting a 2.5% commission or 2%, whatever was on the listing sheet, right? How does it work today, and how do you guys demonstrate that value?
So now you can charge the seller whatever you want to charge them, and you can charge the buyer whatever you want to charge them. So depending on whatever services we're providing for both sides, determines what we're going to be charging.
Got it. So I get that on the seller side, right? Because sometimes the properties we're selling, right, the flips and those kind of things, on our side, you'll have an offer come in, I'm using a number, $250, and then it'll be like, hey, we're charging 2.5-3% commission, whatever that commission you're charging. So basically, generally, I'm willing to pay a certain amount. But if it's a really, really strong offer, right, it's a good, solid buyer, you're like, hey, man, I don't mind paying the agent a little bit more, right? They're earning their keep kind of thing, right? Is that what you're seeing from your end in the marketplace?
So what I'm seeing is a lot of sellers are wanting to pay buyers agents right now. They heard, hey, I don't have to pay them. I don't want to pay them.
Okay. So you're seeing that
I definitely am.
Oh, okay. So that's a good point. So I haven't experienced that. Now, mind you, because I was in real estate, and obviously our customer base is real estate agent and investors, right? So I encourage people, especially as the market is changing, right? It's no longer the market we saw 2 years ago.
Absolutely
right? That, hey, guys, you need to offer a good, fair incentive to a buyer's agent. I think that is a positive thing. That's just, as they're doing the work, so that you need to offer that, or somewhere they need to be paid. Now, a lot of the properties that your base of customers comes from, these are bread and butter properties. These are not very fancy properties generally, right? Obviously, you're spending expensive properties also, but for them, how do they afford that? How do they pay for those services?
So we have a lot of different programs depending on the situation. We do have a lot of grants that come from the bank,
Okay.
and we're able to use some of that money as well.
Okay, got it. So buyers are not balking at the fact that, hey, now to use this service, to use your knowledge, your expertise, they're willing to pay you guys.
A lot of times they're buying this home, no money out of pocket, and still paying us down payment and closing costs, all coming out of that grant money.
Got it. So you're basically, so you've kind of gotten creative with it in your marketplace. Now, for obviously, depending on the price range, depending on who you serve, right, it's going to be different, right?
Yes.
That it's going to change, right? I mean, you're not going to sell a $800,000 house
With
the
no money
same
down.
way, right?
Right.
You're going to sell a bread and butter starter home or 2 unit or 3 unit, but in your market niche is where everybody was like, oh my God, what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And you guys have clearly figured out a way to overcome that sort of problem.
No doubt about it.
So overall, right? And again, overall in terms of commissions, has it gone down, remained the same, has it gotten better?
It's gotten way better.
It's gotten way better.
Way better.
No kidding.
Yes.
Really? And is that the case across the board?
At least that's what I've seen. I've heard a lot of people complaining, and we get a lot of listings. So when you get the listing, you can control the deal. You control the commission.
Okay, I was going to ask you that. That was going to be my next question was that are you guys predominantly basically focusing on listings? Because if you have the listings, the buyers will come. Not only from other agents, but now you control the most listings. People see your name everywhere, and they're going to call you. That's just a fact of life.
No doubt about it.
Right? So, and in terms of marketing-wise, what marketing tools are you using or what did you build your business on? Was it any type of like mailers, cold calling, friends and family, which is what most people do, and that's where they stop. How did you build your business?
Facebook.
You
Being
built your
consistent.
business on Facebook.
That's it. Just being consistent, posting every single day. I call it building your machine. You
Okay.
build your machine, and once you get it rolling, there's no stopping it.
Okay. For somebody who says, "Oh my God, I'm late to the game," right?
You're never late to the game.
Okay, explain why.
You can get started right now and stay consistent. It's not going to happen overnight, but before you know it, you're going to start seeing results.
And that's so true about social media, which is like, I think we do this also, right? We're like, oh my God, how do we compare ourselves to somebody who's been doing this and they got bajillion thousand followers? Guys, listen, when it comes to, especially with homes, right? Or even on the buying side as an investor, right? If I'm looking to buy homes and that's the information I'm putting out all the time, he who is on the front of it, on the face of it, you do a month of that, guess what becomes? Suddenly, in their mind, you're the expert, right? As long as you're doing it consistently. Would that be true?
No doubt.
Right?
That's definitely true.
And the interesting part today is that tomorrow, if someone like Alex stops, guess what? They're like, oh, where's that guy in the blue? He always used to have this stuff. Guess what happens? Give it a little bit of time. People have memories which is this short. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in because there's barrage of information. And you want to be current, you want to be relevant, post, and do some more posting. Now, does it always have to be all about real estate? Can it be personal? Can it be lifestyle? Can it be anything else?
It could be anything. I just posted a picture of my dog. He got 1.1 million views on a picture of my dog.
For a damn dog.
He went viral.
Right. It's just, and again, I mean, obviously, bajillion of those views are going to come to nothing. But yet, people who like you, who follow you, who don't even people who don't like you, right? That this is the beauty of social media. They get irritated how much this damn guy posts, right? Sometimes we would look at his stuff. It's like, oh my God, this guy never quits. I mean, like, because I knew, I mean, I always call him the Blue Man because that's what, that's the brand he has built. But, right, you clearly see somebody posting all the time. And after a while, you're like, damn, man, I appreciate his marketing. Right? I appreciate how consistent they are. And a lot of times, people who don't even know you, they will hate you initially just because how consistent you are. That you'll kind of get under their skin because they're not doing it. And then eventually you'll win them over. Why? If they have a brain, right? Because they will appreciate how much work ethic you have. You feel that happens to you?
You cannot be more right. My haters become my biggest fans.
Right, because you're just like, it's like one of those things that you just cannot get rid of somebody. They're like, maybe let me just give him a try. And then you're like, oh my God, actually a nice guy, right?
Yep.
I actually like him. And suddenly the same people become your raving fans that basically, we're initially like, oh my God, it's a turnoff. And a lot of times we all do it. We prejudge people and we don't even know them, right? This is a human nature thing, but it's so true for real estate agents. So what do you see? We're in 2025 right now, right? Obviously, Trump just came into the office as we're doing the recording, right? What do you feel from your end, putting politics aside? I'm talking about from a real estate end. How does this real estate year look to you, both on the resale side of things and on the inventory and on the investor side of things?
So I really believe that the next 4 to 6 years are going to be a bull run in real estate.
Okay.
It's going to be a
And this
hell of
is,
a
you're
ride.
talking about Chicago market?
I'm talking about every market. And
Okay.
Chicago market is on fire. I see a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of foreclosures coming up. Taxes have went up. There's a lot of opportunity out there. You just got to find it. This morning I was door knocking. I had a client tell me he was looking for a certain property. I went out there finding it, and the actual house that I found, they didn't answer. So I went to the neighbor's house. They didn't answer. I went across the street. He answered. He gave me all the answers I needed. Named all the names and told me all the information I need. And we'll be.
And even today, with the business you have, you're still going out there and I'm doing the door knocking.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it
It's
takes.
easy work. That's easy work.
Okay,
There's
got
nothing
it.
to it.
It's. I mean, I genuinely mean it very sincerely, Alex. You you woke up or you're born on the right side of the bed, man. Right? I mean, you have a great. Most people, like I would have to, unless I'm upset in the day once, I'm not happy. Right? After I get all riled up, I feel great. Right? It's just and again, and if you do some research, right, there's part of who you are and how you're wired. It's genetic. You're born a certain way. I'll pick a battle even when none exists. And then I'll get all riled up, right? If you read the Michael Jordan book, it's a personality type. But you're one of those people who just always looks at things from a positive side. And you're like, hey, man, if I need to go door knock, I'm willing to door knock, right? And that's what it takes. And what the good part about that is that even if you don't find the damn house, now you just met 8, 10, 12 people that is like, oh my God, Alex Corona showed up in my house looking for. Guess what you did? You just made an impact because in the community that knows you, now you're like, hey man, he's a celebrity walking in.
For sure.
Right? I mean, you find that happens in Blue Island?
Not all over, not just Blue Island.
Okay. So
Anywhere I
south
go,
suburbs of Chicago.
I'm all over the place. I mean, I'm out of town in other countries, other states, and I see people that know who I am.
That know you just because of now, do you guys do any paid marketing, paid
Not at all.
advertising?
We don't buy any leads. We don't do any paid advertising
At all?
That the door knocking that I'm telling you about, I went live this morning. You can see me knock on the door. You can see the guy answer. You can see the whole conversation we had.
Got it. Beautiful. Love it.
All
And-
free. Didn't
right.
have to pay $1.
Right. Didn't have no, and this is the beauty of it. And a lot of times, I think what happens is, as especially if you're in the agent side of things, or even as investors, we make things more complicated, right, than it is. And if you just basically kind of can talk yourself into doing it and do it passionately, now people are like, oh my God, he was door knocking looking for, property for his client.
You can
right?
learn the script. You can
Right.
see what I said. I mean, there's nothing to it.
Right. It's nothing. No, and that's the part of it that I love. That nowhere have we said, hey, man, you got to go have a budget for Facebook. You have to have budget for social media, right? None of that. You're just basically like, hey, man, I'm just going to show what I do every single day. And over time, that's what you get known for, right? You're like, hey, man, I'm the hardest working realtor. You don't even have to say it. It's the social media that does it for you.
For sure.
Got it. So you feel that in the Chicago market now, in the south suburbs, right, taxes have gone through the roof.
Holy moly.
Right? I mean, they're just crazy. Some of it's just obscene, right? And then there are certain places you have inventory that is rising in certain places, yet compared to the rest of the country, inventory is still low, right? So today, whenever you're taking a listing, is that something that you're having to talk to the sellers and bring them back to reality as far as what it should be listed for, so on and so forth?
So we take every listing, even when a seller is thinking that they're, a lot of sellers, they think that their house is worth a lot more than it really is. We just do, we set every 2 weeks or every week, we try to figure out, before we even list the property, we set these dates when we're going to be lowering the price. So if nothing happens this week, we're going to be lowering it this, set times that we're going to be lowering the price. So that way we don't, we set the expectations. Hey, yes, we'll list it. We're not scared. We'll do our marketing. We'll do what we have to do. But come this week, we're going to have to lower the price. And if nothing happens that week, we're going to have to lower the price. So that way the expectation set, and it makes it easy for when the property's not selling and it's sitting.
Got it. So, talking about that, right? I mean, and mind you, this is from an outsider's perspective, right? Somebody like me, that I looked at Blue Island from a perspective of, okay, is this a good market to invest or not, right? So if I had looked at it 5, 6 years ago, and actually credit goes to Frank Montreux. Frank Montreux, one day at the 3-day or somewhere, he said, "Hey man, Blue Island is something like that." He made, and we were all, and I was the one who was laughing about it. I'm like, dude, man, there's too much inventory at the time. Of course, today is different at the time, and I'm like, economically, the community, it's hard to charge $800-900 in rent. Was a lot of rent 5, 6 years ago. Yet today, right? I mean, it's like, what are you talking about? And you couldn't be more wrong. Yet the market was changing, right? So have you seen a difference in terms of the buyer pool? What has happened in the community that's caused the prices to go up at the rate at which they have, and the rents?
So I'd like to think that we had a lot to do with that.
Okay.
When we first got there, you couldn't even give a building away. They
Right.
were giving,
Market time, 6
it was
months,
crazy.
8 months, 9 months, right?
And I'm talking 10 years ago.
Okay.
Our office has been there 10 years now, and when we first started our business, buildings were like 15, 20 grand. You couldn't even, rents were $500, $600.
You're kidding me.
It was,
Wow.
Some places are still $500, $600.
Right.
They still don't know what these market rents are. So, like I said, I like to think we had a lot to do with it. I still remember the first time we put a property on the market for 200,000, people laughed at us. Like, are you crazy? You're never going to get it. We sold it, and now we're selling them over 300, 350. And I've seen a big rise in investors coming into town. Tons of rehabs going on at the same time. The city's tightened up their process a little bit, but for the most part, the values are there. And like you said, the rents have doubled and tripled.
Right.
I've bought some buildings with low rents, didn't touch the buildings, just got the people out, put market renters in there, doubled the rent, sold the buildings, got double the price.
And I'm not talking from the politics side of it, but this is true, right? You look at a place like Blue Island, right? You look at a place like Little Village, Hispanic, I mean, predominantly Hispanic. That's just what it is, right? I mean, literally, people came to America, and everybody comes to America for one reason, right? They're looking for a better future for them and their family. It's just, right? I mean, and a lot of times, where are they going to go? They're not going to go to Berwyn. They're not going to go to Oak Brook, right? They're not going to go to, I mean, that's just what, they're going to go where their cousins are, where their family is, where they're, somebody they know. Back in Mexico say, oh yeah, little village in Chicago, right? I mean, no, this is just what
You're
it
right.
is, man.
You're right.
Right? And they're going to go because right now they're just trying to figure out, hey, how do we put clothes on our back, a place for shelter and food? And gradually, as they get settled in, as they find work, as they hopefully pick up some skills, now suddenly, not only does their star rise, but the community itself, right? Because it starts at an individual at a time, right? And you see that they become your move-up buyers, or they become your first-time buyers, and then they become your move-up buyers, and now their kids are buying properties. And I feel that that's happened. Little Village was same thing, right? Rents were shit. I mean, like literally. You could not, $1,000, they're like, oh no, man. I'm like, you're kidding me? Yet you go to Berwyn, and you ask anybody who's, to me, right, person who's settled, Hispanic person, where do you want to go? Berwyn. Then where do you want to go? In Cicero. This was like, where do you want to live in Cicero? South part of Cicero. I'm like, well, why? Is north part of Cicero not as Hispanic? Oh, no, not as nice, Andrew, right? They knew, and this happens with every community. You take the Indian community, they're going to all run to Naperville. Why? Good schools, right? Is that something that has you see that happening within the Hispanic community?
Like you said, they all want to, go to the areas where their families are living, their friends are at. A lot of times they're coming here not knowing anybody. Right. So they got to stick close to that one person or two people that they know.
That they know, right?
Yes.
And it feels like a little Mexico, or whatever it is. And that's the only comfort you have. As you start doing well now, and in a community like Blue Island, a lot of other people from outside, like somebody like me, as an investor, we look at it, we're like, oh my God, man, a lot of buildings that are inexpensive, right? Some are frame, a lot of brick buildings. You have rents that are rising. Oh my God. Opportunity for us, quote unquote, investors to go in, rehab the property, bring it up. And now you have the rents suddenly, you start getting to 1,000, 1,200, 1,100, 1,300, right? And now people are suddenly willing to pay that. And yet it's like one of those things. Is it demand first or is it supply first? And this, a lot of times with these things that you have the supply and people are like, oh, okay, I'll pay $100 more. I'll pay $60 more. And now you suddenly start bringing buildings up, and now you have renovated buildings in a place like Blue Island. You start attracting more and more better qualified buyers, correct?
The buyer pool or the renters, it's awesome. Yeah, we have a really tight process on the rental side, and people pay the rent. So we
People
don't
pay
have
the
any
rent,
problem.
right? I mean, no, that's one thing about the Hispanic community. Statistically, they pay the rent,
Yep.
right? So for your personal investing, are you buying single families, 2 to 4 flats, bigger properties? What are you focusing on?
So right now I am purchasing mostly single families.
Single families.
I do have a few 2 units and 3 units, but for the most part, single family.
Single families. Okay, got it. And you're buying them, improving them, renting them out.
Mostly flipping them right now.
Oh, mostly flipping them. Okay, got it. So you're not necessarily keeping a rental portfolio yet.
Not as many as I'd like. You know, I owe a little bit of money. I'm trying to get debt free in 25.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Hey, this is what I love, right? The total transparency. You're like, hey, man, this is my goal. I'm going to get that done first, and then I'm going to start building a Corona. Your kids coming into the business?
Yes, it's definitely the family of real estate. We integrate everything. The kids are probably at the office right now as we speak.
Oh,
So
really?
My oldest son was there right before I left.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah,
Okay.
They're there.
So for anybody that is a investor or an agent going into 2025, what would your message be to them?
To definitely get into rentals. A lot of agents, they think it's beneath them. They think, oh, I don't do rentals. If they can rent, they can definitely buy. So you could turn that renter into a buyer and have a client that you can sell a house to. Or let's say worst case scenario, you have to rent to them. So you find them a rental now and you follow up with them and sell them a house later. So you get paid twice. And if you're an investor, that's where it's at. You want to build that net worth. That's what you got to do. You got to get those rentals. You know, they let them pay off by themselves. Don't worry, you know, yes, you want the cash flow, but as long as the house or the building is getting paid off and you're cash flowing a little bit, hey, it's a win for everybody.
Got it. So you're saying to agents that don't be shy of going after rentals, rent those. Maybe you don't make a lot of money, but they're quick turnovers.
Really
right?
quick.
They're really quick turnovers, and you don't end up spending a lot of time. So dollar per dollar, you actually may do pretty good with those, right? I mean, we have a guy in Mastery, right? Mark, right? That's what he does every year. He just does rentals, but he does hundreds of them.
Right.
I mean, literally, he'll have in one day, he'll show 15 of them, and there's a kind of a bus pool of people, like a bunch of cars that'll follow him from one rental to the next. I mean, it is hilarious, right? It's something to watch. And now he's developed a system where, hey, you don't want it? There's 8 people waiting outside,
Right.
literally. And it's not just he's making it up. He's literally perfected that, and that's his market. But you're saying sometimes because a lot of people be like, oh my God, really, you want me to get like $600? You want me to get $800? To me, listen, man, it's sometimes, rather than trying to make 5 or 6,000, if you can do 10, 12, 14 of those, boom, you're done, right? I mean, it can make a decent month pretty good, right? By just adding a few rentals. And then you think there's more money to be made on the listing side or the buyer's agent side? Because a lot
Always
of
the
agents...
listing. Always. There's not even a question.
Okay, so not even a question
Not even
for
a
you.
question. Listing.
Okay.
The listings are going to bring you buyers.
Right. Okay. So I wanted to get that. What about investors? What do you say to investors? Because a lot of people are like, man, there's no inventory.
There's inventory. You just got to get out there. You got to put the word out. A lot of people, they want to get into investments. They don't even tell their own family, their own friends that they buy houses. They don't tell anyone. They want to be a secret agent. That's what I tell my realtors. You want to be a secret agent? You don't want nobody to know that you sell houses? Your own family are buying houses from other people.
Right.
So go door knocking. Let your neighbors know. When you're at a party, let everybody know. Any chance you get, let people at the grocery store know, at the gas station. Let people know that you are looking to buy houses. And, I start there before you start investing into mailers and invest into all these other things that will cost you money. Those things don't cost anything. All you got to do is start telling people.
Got it. Okay. I mean, no truer advice. And then as we wrap it up, what about foreclosures? Because there's a lot of properties that are going to end up on the foreclosure block. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. With the taxes, with the prices, what's your opinion on that?
So I just locked one up last week in Alsip. So it's to me, it's an A area. And the gentleman hasn't made a payment in 20 months. And I literally went to his house. He had a garbage bag full of mail, didn't even open it. Everything's been sitting there, probably years worth of mail. He's just scared to open it. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity out there. You got to find it. You got to be the first one there. Be very, you gotta be what we call use kid gloves. You gotta, be very, how would I say, careful with the words that you use and careful how you approach these deals, because these guys are in hardship. They're losing their house, and you gotta, how would you want to be treated if you were in that situation, and treat them that way. But there's opportunity everywhere, and there's ways to find these deals.
Got it. Guys, no truer words could have been said. Alex, this has been absolutely a pleasure, man. For somebody, if you're a real estate agent, if you're an investor, and you truly want to see what good marketing looks like, which costs nothing, right? Look up Alex Corona, because that what they have done with basic, simple things is just absolutely, absolutely amazing. And when did you switch over to EXP, by the way?
Last April.
Last April. Yep. Excited about the choice?
We've been same type of thing. It's all about the network. We're surrounded by the right people. We're getting trained by the right individuals, and no doubt about it. I wish I would have done it sooner.
Got it. Okay. Well, guys, having said that, you're listening to Cashflow for Life, and please share, please like, and please let us know if you have any guests that you think can give you a lot of information. We would love to have them on. Thanks a bunch, and have a good day.